On day 3, I woke up to rain. I was at mile 16, where my campsite was a rocky, littered pullout just off a gravel road.
I slept better, surprisingly. I was really happy that it wasn't as cold as last night. Probably just gonna have to pack up as quickly as possible. It's gonna get a little rained on, but I don't have the time to wait. I just heard a car go past on the gravel road, then beep, 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 back up. I'm waiting in silence for a few minutes. Then I hear someone walking and they say hello, and I say hello, and they say it's the U.S. Forest Service, and I forget the conversation. Basically, they were just checking on me. I think it's a problem that people leave. They go camping, then they decide they don't like it and leave their tent and stuff. So they said I didn't see a vehicle, and I was like, yeah, I'm just hiking. So yeah. Good thing it wasn't mean people. While everything is absolutely covered with little bits of wet leaves, the rain stopped but like just as I got out of my tent. So thank goodness for that. Now I have to do a lot of miles and I make it to the town of Morehead. I was feeling a little dizzy coming up a hill, so taking a snack break. And it's the first time I converted these new pants I got into shorts. Look how pale my legs are. Been a long winter. The first view of the trail. The trail has gone from following that gravel road to steep climb, steep descent, steep climb, steep descent. It's really tough. This is definitely taking me longer than I expected. This is the trail. Goes straight up right now. That is Morehead University right there, I think. I went to college at EKU, Eastern Kentucky University, but we would play football against Morehead. I knew some people that went there from my summer job. I never went to the college campus or anything, but it's cool to have that little connection to my college years. This is the prettiest spot of the whole trail so far. Getting into civilization now. I always love it, walking through town, carrying my trekking poles. Just like, yeah, I'm an adventure girl, back from the woods. So first things first, this is the Mountain Laurel. I think Mountain Laurel Ale. I really should have known that makes a difference. It's delicious, it's piney, a little on the dry side. Glad to be here. This is what it's all about right now. All I can say is don't drink 16 ounces of beer on an empty stomach, kids. That's a deal, all right.
brand is more than craft. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, here's what I came for. Who was walking behind me when I said that? It was really embarrassing. I'm sitting down by this creek because I feel absolutely awful. The beer, the Wendy's, I don't know. It did not make me feel very good, but that trip to town was good for my soul. Just talking to like the bartender, elderly folks around town that like to strike up conversations. When I was walking through the suburbs, two girls were riding their bike and they asked me what I was doing, and we all had the same pink Crocs. Someone was just going down this road and stopped and told me, did you hear that turkey? And I said, no, I'll look out for it. And he said, well, if you're here on Saturday, be careful. It's turkey season. It's a nice town. It's raining. There's pea-sized hail sometimes. It doesn't feel that cold, but I'm trying to find a campsite. There's no marked campsites on Far Out, so I'm just going off people's comments, and I can't tell exactly where they're talking about. Oh, I just want to be done for the day. I found the campsite almost right after I said that. As soon as I got my tent up, it stopped raining. My back got wet, but these shorts have been pretty water resistant, so they're not wet. It has been a rough couple days, I guess, with how much water I have to carry, the campsites, and just some frustration, some getting used to being back in the swing of things again. But the rain stopped, and now I get to dry out my stuff from this morning. The climb back out of Morehead / Clearwater wasn't that bad. I was thinking it was going to be like the slope down, but it wasn't that intense, thank goodness. And now I just get to spend time drying out my stuff before it gets dark. Tonight's dinner is ramen with peanut butter. It's pretty good, usually. I do not feel like eating at all right now, but I know I have to. I let myself just have a Cliff Bar for dinner last night, and I don't want to get in the habit. The hunger is just not kicking in yet. I only have that little left, but the thought of forcing myself to eat it just makes me want to get sick. So, proper L&T is to bury it. Not looking forward to that chore, but better than scarfing it and then throwing up. That was pretty weird, but oh well. Now to finally rest my sore, tired body. Just like last night, I slept 11 to 4 and then woke up. Yesterday, I fell back asleep for a little bit, and today I fell back asleep. Except now it's 9. Whoops. But, it's kind of hard to be mad at myself for wanting a whole 8 hours of sleep, you know. I knew my shoulders were tender, but look at this. How did that happen? That looks so bad. Ouch. Last night I felt like I was laying on a sunburn when I was on this shoulder. No wonder. Oh my gosh. That pack up took about an hour and 30 minutes. Now it's a bushwhack about like 50 feet back to the trail. And we're finally getting going. It's going to be 6 miles to a visitor center where I can finally ask a bunch of questions about the recent flooding in Kentucky. Is there really a 20-mile water carrier on this trail? And all that good stuff. I think I figured out what was wrong with my shoulder. I think it's chafing. This is some camera equipment. And when I don't have my water bottle in there, it rubs right on that area. And yesterday, I would try to use my arm to push it back while I was drinking water. Today, I'm using my trekking poles to hold it in place. It's some camera equipment. I got the heavy end tucked into the pocket now so it moves less. You have to make sure it's screwed together really tight so it's not all wobbly. So that's why that happened. My best guess anyway. Beautiful little spot, except something happened where either a blister on my toe popped or the leukotape I have on it came off or something, but my toe really hurts, so I'm sitting down to doctor it. Okay, the blister popped. I can tell because the leukotape is wet. I'm not going to take it off and do it again because I think that'll just mess with the skin. The good news though is that that's going to, instead of the blister growing and growing and growing, the skin is going to grow back tougher, and that's what I need. While I'm sitting down with my shoe off, I got to try some shoes from a company called Astral in exchange for talking about them in a video. And since my shoe's already off, why not tell you that these are great so far.
In case you don't know, blisters are pretty unavoidable when starting a big hike, just because your feet aren't used to going so many miles a day. I don't think they had anything to do with the shoes.
As you can see, I've been walking in some mud today. My feet aren't wet. You can tell the wetness has gotten all the way up to there. I've crossed streams and haven't gotten my feet wet. That being said, the water wasn't that high. But what really sets these apart, you can buy the exact midsole that you need for these shoes. Midsole meaning this part. When they were developing them, they were like, a lot of hikers' midsoles wear out between 400 and 500 miles, but the outer part of the shoe is still good to go. So what if we just let people replace these, get some more life out of their shoes, better on the budget, better on the earth, because less waste. I don't know if I even mentioned it in my vlogs from the AT, but I had that pair of shoes that I was putting off buying a new kind. I was like, oh, I'll just replace the insoles. None of the insoles I found worked and felt good. So yeah, that's kind of the downside of trying to do that. From now on, I'm thinking I'll just keep on replacing this. I know exactly what size I need, exactly what to get. Easy as that. I also wanted to say I thought it was really cool because if you're not paying attention, oh, it's just a normal back of a shoe. But if you're a hiker, you know there's Velcro because some people wear gaiters. If you don't know, that's just cloth that goes from like your ankle or calf, whatever you want, and covers your shoe. So like grit doesn't get down in there.
This is a little over 30 miles of wear. Maybe more if you count my walks around the neighborhood when I was getting ready.
I'm really thankful for my Astral shoes. Loving them so far. These are the Nosobo model. at the nature center, got to ask all my questions, and the ranger said I could sit in the conference room in a nice comfy chair to eat my lunch. Am I lucky? Feeling good. Ate some lunch. Now it's hard to go back out to the cold, but the rest of the trail looks like it's by a lake and it's flat, so should be a fun rest of the day.
Another time I may have spoken too soon.
Hi, birdie. No sledding, guys, although that would be fun. Look, the trail goes underwater. I don't think anyone will mind if I make a brief reroute. The trail has been pretty tough going, either washed away or flooded, muddy, getting splashed a lot, making me go slow. Whatever that is swimming just made a huge splash. Is that a bird underwater? Well, it dove down too deep now to see it. This whole section around the lake has mostly been trying to avoid mud puddles. And, you know, it's just nature. But at the same time, let me walk forward. That's all I want. The mud puddles never let up. And now there's also a lot of down trees. I could bushwhack around this, but I thought this would be easier. It's still proving to be pretty difficult though. Oh my gosh, my knees can't take this anymore. And now I have to pull my backpack through that old beast. Yes, it's gonna be muddy, but that was the only way. Oh look, not even bad. The dumb thing is I left my poles standing upright. Oh my gosh, my back. Oh, I'm gonna have to crawl through again. Oh, if you're like, why are you being so dramatic? I'm really sore, so it hurts to move. Oh my goodness. Don't worry. Never worry. Never in your life worry about me. This isn't where I plan to stop, but that looks pretty flat. It would be really nice to sleep next to the running water. Oh, especially because I've been dry camping this whole time. It'd be so nice to not have to worry about conserving till the next water source. I'm a little bummed I'm not reaching my goal for today, but my feet hurt so bad from walking like this half the day on all those slopes trying to stay out of the mud. My shoulders hurt. I'm just beat. Just kidding, I'm going on. My campsite is only a half mile away. It's muddy down here, and there's no cell service, which obviously sounds like I'm just like, oh, I just want to chat all night to my friends. But
Chat on night, my friends. Guys, I'm kind of losing my mind if you can't tell. Anyway, I want cell service just in case of emergency. It puts me at a peace of mind. That says ST Flood RT, probably Sheltowee Trace flood route. This says close to horses. Oh, okay. So you could go this way, you could go up there. I'm gonna go up there, which, will there be a good campsite this way? I have no idea, but I'm just so tired of walking in the mud. I'm hoping this higher ground is better. Really hope I find a spot too. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be my campsite. Flat spot, not any branches in the way. I very much doubt anyone's gonna come on this trail. I just need a place to sleep at this point. It's like 7:30, so it's gonna get dark in a half hour. I'm like 50 feet later, and I think this is more flat, less stuff in the way. This wasn't screwed on right. From far away you can't really tell, but it's off center. And I walked back over here and I saw flames bursting out around the red part. So I puffed it out. It happened again and I was like, okay, the fuel is leaking. So, not a huge deal, I don't think. It could have been worse, I'm sure. Oh my gosh. Anyway, what I'm going to do is wait for the stove to cool down and then try again. That's kind of a bummer because I want to eat, but you know. No need to worry about continuing to cook this. Somehow it's already overcooked. Isn't that fun? The second part of the day was definitely rough, but at least it was over now.